Hi everyone, my name's Alex. I'm a physiotherapist from Physiofunction, and I'm going to be taking this level 3 different strokes exercise class today. So for those of you who are new here, level 3 classes are designed for individuals who have reasonably good movement in their affected leg, but may have some restricted movement in their affected arm. The class is going to be a combination of seated and standing exercises. For the standing exercises, we recommend that you have something sturdy to hold on to. So this could be a kitchen bench like I am using, a table, a sturdy upright chair. Please be aware as well, it is a requirement that you have someone there to assist or supervise you with exercises as needed for safety. So this is our third week in our lower limb series. So it's our third and final week. Today, we are going to be focusing on single leg stability. So single leg stability is very important when we're thinking about walking, when we're thinking about balance. So walking, you're transferring your weight from one leg to the other whilst moving forward. So it's really important that we have the stability on each of our legs to try and for optimum efficiency of movement. So we're going to be focusing on we'll be doing exercises for both sides. So there'll be stability work, but then there'll also be some mobility work. Because remember, we need both stability and mobility for optimal movement. Okay, so we're going to start with a warm-up, then we're going to go into a circuit of exercises. We are then going to finish with a short cool down. So let's get started. Sit nice and tall in your chair, feet flat on the floor underneath your knees. Sit nice and tall. Now let's take a nice big breath in and shrug our shoulders up. So breathe in and breathe out and let it all go. Good. Let's do 2 more of those. So big breath in, shoulders come up and out. Let it all go. Good. 1 more big breath in, shrugging those shoulders up and out. Letting it go. Good. Let's do some nice big shoulder rolls backwards. Up, back, and down. Just doing nice big movements here. Trying to work on that symmetry as much as you can. Good. And if you can, let's try and get those arms involved a little bit. So just moving where you can. Shoulder rolls backwards. You can do both at once, one at a time. Lovely. Good. Okay, holding those hands in front, let's reach forward and back. Again, just working within your limits here. With all the exercises, try and work within your limits. Don't force or push anything. Nothing should be painful. So if it is, make sure that you stop that exercise. Especially with any shoulder exercises, do not be sort of pushing into pain, just gently moving within whatever ranges you have available. Let's hold that arm out, or our arms out. We're going to turn to the right, back to the middle, turn to the left. So you could have your arms a little bit bent, doesn't have to be straight, but I want you to think about turning from your waist, back to the middle, turn to the left. Back to the middle, lovely. Keep turning to the right. Back to the middle. So gentle movement in our waist here, just warming up our back. Good. Let's do 1 more each way. Lovely. Relax those arms down. Reaching your right arm down towards the floor. So you're not aiming to touch it, but think more about lengthening up through that left side. So lifting those ribs up and away from your pelvis. Imagine you're sliding between 2 planes of glass. Back up and down to the left. Lift the right ribs up and away from your pelvis. So think about keeping your bottom on the right side stuck on the chair, but you're lifting your ribs up and away. Good. Back down to the right. So left bottom cheek stays on the chair, lifting those left ribs up and away from your pelvis. Try and let your head relax. Back up. Doesn't have to be a big movement here either. Other way, right bottom cheek, stay stuck on that chair. Lift up and away. Good. And relax there. Okay, let's start doing some marching on the spot. Swinging those arms, marching those legs. Trying to maintain that nice upright posture. Good. It's just moving at your own pace. Remember, this is a warm-up, so you don't want to be trying to push yourself too hard, but just gradually getting yourself prepared for exercise. So we're gradually getting our heart rate up a bit, our breathing rate up a bit. We're getting blood, oxygen, and nutrients to our muscles. Just getting everything ready. Good. Now let's tap those heels in front, stretching out the legs. Again, you're just moving at your own pace. If you would like, you could add some arm punches. I had to get my coordination there. Opposite arm, opposite leg. If you want to get your arms involved a bit, make it more of a full body exercise. Good, stay nice and tall. Keep yourself moving. Good. And let's do some tapping to the side. Lovely, guys. That's it. Keep it going. Moving at your own pace. Doesn't have to be as fast as me, it can be slower. Good, and stop there. Okay, we're going to do one last warm-up exercise because our circuit today is mainly in standing because we are working on single leg stability. We are going to finish with some sit to stands just to get our legs warmed up, get us on our feet a bit. So, sitting towards the front of your chair, feet are underneath your knees, so back underneath your knees. You don't want them out here because that's going to make it really hard for you to stand up. So bring them back just behind your knees and make sure they're equal. So try and have symmetry of your feet. So when we're standing, we're wanting to work on equal weight bearing. So you're wanting to make sure that you're trying to use your affected side equally to your unaffected side. Use the arms of your chair if you need to, but if you can stand up without using the arms of your chair, then you can give that a go as well. Just make sure you're safe and you're working within your capabilities and limits. Okay, so we're going to go for 1 minute. Off we go. So you're just working in your own time. Standing up at the top, really think about squeezing your bottom, finding your middle, finding your posture before sitting down again. So you can have a support if you need it for standing. Make sure you definitely have that. Okay. Or if you're able to work on your balance without holding on, then you can do. Just make sure you've got your assistant there to supervise. That's it. So we're really working on just getting used to being upright, getting some weight through your feet. So I really want you to think forward and up, squeeze your bottom, squeeze your legs strong, nice and tall, find that center. That's it, so we're just getting used to being upright, symmetry, so really try and think about finding your middle. Really nice. That's it, let's do one more. Standing up, finding that middle. Good, and sitting down. Fantastic. Okay, so we're going to be working similarly to the previous 2 weeks. We're going to be doing a minute per exercise with about 30 seconds to 60 seconds rest between, depending how long I talk for. So the difference today, we've got 3 exercises, okay? But what we're going to be doing is some of them, we're going to be doing 1 per side. So the first one we are going to do, I will show you while you're having a rest. So we're going to be standing. So if you want, make your way up to your standing position. It would be useful, I think, to have your chair nearby. So if you're standing at the kitchen bench, you can have a chair nearby so you can have a seated rest between the exercises as needed. So the first exercise, we are going to be working on moving your unaffected side, but standing on your affected side. So if you stand up nice and tall, so your support can be in front, but you just need to leave yourself enough room in front, or it can be on the same side, or on the opposite side, wherever. It's a nice place to be sometimes in the corner of your kitchen. So you're going to bring your weight onto your affected side. Think about squeezing your bottom, being nice and tall and strong. We're going to go forward and around, back. So we're drawing a semicircle with our unaffected leg. If that's a bit tricky, I want you to just work on a quarter circle. So it could be forward, side, back. Or if you want the extra challenge, if that's easy, you can go forward all the way around before coming back. Now you're really working on keeping the control through your affected side. Okay, so we're going to go for 1 minute. So if you get yourself ready, I'm going to get my stopwatch ready. Okay, so standing near your support, bring your weight onto your affected side. Off we go. We're going forward, round or quarter circle and back. So try and keep your weight on that affected side while we're drawing a semicircle with the unaffected side. Now, when you're keeping on your affected leg, try and make sure you can feel your bottom muscles working, your knee isn't locked. Now, it might be that between every semicircle, you need to come to the middle, then come back onto your leg, do another rep. That's okay, okay? But see, try and challenge yourself. See how long you can keep your weight on your affected side. That's it. So we're really working here on keeping that stability. Good. Let's do one more. And rest. So have a sit down if you would like one. I am going to show you the next exercise. So we're going to do here 1 minute per side. Now we'll start on your unaffected legs, give your affected leg a bit of a break after that first one. Okay, so we're going to bring most of our weight onto the unaffected side this time. Now you can have your, if you would like something, you could use a plastic bag underneath your foot for this one to help with the sliding. Okay, just to make your foot slide a bit easier. So if you do have a plastic bag, you could have your assistant pop that on the floor. You're going to pop it underneath your affected leg. So just be really careful when you're doing this. Make sure you've got support, make sure you've got supervision, okay, just to make sure there's no slipping hazards. Okay, so standing on your unaffected leg, you're going to do a little knee bend by and slide that bag forward and back. Little slide forward and back. Now it's not a big movement. From the side, that will look like, I'll go this way so you can see me actually. From the side, that will look like this. So we're standing nice and tall, little knee bend, little bend, come back. So you're just sliding that bag forward and back, working on that single leg stability. Okay, so we're going to do 1 minute on your unaffected side firstly. So we're going to go in 3, 2, 1. So you're going to work on bending and straightening. That's it. So make sure you've got that support. You could have support either side. You could have support in front if you wanted to. It's just making sure that you've got room. Really here, I really want you to think about that knee control. So this is another great one for knee control. Okay, now if this is really challenging for you and it's not something you're able to do with the bag, you could have your foot just in front and just be working on little bends here. Okay, so most of your weight is on that unaffected side and you're just working on knee bends. So unaffected leg in front, little knee bends. Okay, so that's your option if the sliding bag is a bit too tricky. Okay, we're going to stop there. We're going to rest for 30 seconds. So have a seat if you need one. We're going to do exactly the same on the other side. So you might find that this one, if you could manage the bag slide on the other leg, you might find that this one's a bit trickier. Okay, so you've got the bag underneath your unaffected leg. Again, now we're working on our stability on this affected side because you're having to bring most of your weight there. So you can do the bag slide and little knee bends. So this probably will feel a bit more challenging. If you don't want to use the bag, you could try and just tap your foot in front and back. Or if that's, again, a bit too challenging, have your unaffected leg in front and you're just working on little knee bends on that affected leg, okay? So we've had a bit longer than 30 seconds. I'll show you the tapping version this time, okay? We're gonna go in 3, 2, 1. So weight on your affected side, sorry. We're just a little knee bend, tap, and back. So the focus again here is we're keeping most of your weight on your affected side. We're really working on that control. Now, it doesn't have to be a big movement. You could just do a tiny tap in front. Just think about a little knee bend and straighten. Again, if that's hard, remember we can be here. Working on that little bend and straighten. Keeping some of your weight on that right leg. Okay, so it's a really great one for working on that knee and hip control. If that's something that you struggle with. Again, remember, the closer you have your legs, the more support you're giving your affected side. Stop there. So you can scale this and adjust this to suit yourself and what your capabilities are at the moment. And then you are aware of some progressions as well to make it a bit more challenging. Okay, lovely. So the next exercise we're going to do this for both sides as well. We are going to do one focusing on walking. Okay, so we've done something similar to this before. Make sure you move this bag out the way. Okay, so it's not going to be a trip hazard. So we're going to start firstly, again, working on your unaffected, well, it's a bit of an exercise for both, but stability on your unaffected side, but we're going to work on toe off on your affected side. So start with your affected leg back, your unaffected leg forward. Again, the further apart they are, the harder it is, but we want about a step stance. I want you to think about pushing off your back toes and coming onto that front leg. So again, weight back on the affected leg, push off the toes, come forward onto that front leg. So you see my weight, it's coming from my back leg. I'm pushing, bringing my weight to the front leg. Again, I'm pushing off my back toe, so the affected side toes, pushing and bringing my weight forward onto your affected leg. Okay, so we're going to do a minute per side. So we're going to go in 3, 2, 1. So weight back on your affected leg. Push off your toes, bring your weight forward onto your unaffected side. Hold there, then come back. It's all about control. Shift your weight back onto your affected side, push through those toes, bring your weight forward onto your unaffected leg. Bring your weight back. Push off the back toes, shift your weight forward onto the unaffected side. Keep that knee soft, but the leg is strong. Just be really mindful and aware of where the weight is in your legs. So we're shifting our weight forward and back. We're focusing on that push through that back toe to bring your weight forward. Good. Lovely. Nearly there. Nice and controlled. So this is a really good one for working on that toe off. So pushing off if you're about to step your leg forward for walking. Good. Lovely. So we're going to swap and do the other side. So have a rest for a moment. If you need to have a sit down, then do. Then what we're going to do is we're going to work on the other side. So you're going to bring your unaffected leg back this time. Your affected leg is going to be forward. So this time we're pushing off the unaffected side. So you're going to do a push off the toes and shift your weight forward onto your affected leg. Now think about keeping your leg really strong. Bottom is squeezed, knee is soft but not locked. So if you see me from the side here, my weight, my body is mostly over the back leg here. As I push through my toes, I shift forward, so most of my weight is over my front leg. So you can see from my feet up to my head is pretty much in a straight line. So my weight is over that front leg. Okay, so we're going to work here. And we're going to go in 3, 2, 1. Push off that back leg. Bring your weight forward over your affected side. Strong. Remember, bottom is squeezed, knee is soft. That's strong. Push off that back toe. Shift that weight forward. Really nice. Good. And again, shift your weight forward. Lovely. Shift your weight forward. Really good. We're going to shift the weight forward. That's it, guys. Keep it going. Shift your weight forward, nice and long and strong. Lovely. And again, shift your weight forward. Push off those back toes. Feel the transition of your weight from the back leg, pushing through the toes, bringing it to that front leg. Really controlled. And stop there. Well done. Okay, grab yourselves a drink. We are going to do one more round, but this time we are purely going to focus on your affected side, single leg stability. Okay, so we've got 3 more exercises, but we're just focusing on the stabilizing on your affected side. So again, the first one, you're going to be bringing your weight over onto your affected side and you're going to be drawing those semicircles. Now remember, all of these exercises are great. It's always good to do them on both sides. I'm hoping it's going to give you some ideas of some ones you can incorporate into your exercise routine if this is something you're really wanting to try and work on, that single leg stability, your walking, your ability to be a bit more symmetrical and in the middle, if you tend to keep most of your weight on your unaffected side. So when you're ready, we're going to be going back onto that one with drawing the semicircle. So you're going to bring your weight onto your affected side, either quarter circle, or we're doing the whole circle round. Remember, you can come back to the middle, have a little pause between each rep. But if you can, you could just try keeping your weight over that side. So it's whatever's your challenge at the moment. Okay, we are going to go in 3, 2, 1. Weight over your affected side, semicircles or quarter circles. Really staying nice and long and strong. On your affected side as well, unaffected, think about nice big sweeping movements. But I'm keeping my body and my chest nice and upright. Again, notice how my body is almost straight over my stabilizing leg. So you don't want your body over here. We want to think about being in a nice straight line over the leg we're standing on. Good. If you need to have a pause between each rep, remember you can do. It does get quite tiring. Good. That's it. And they don't have to be massive semicircles. Let's do one more here. And relax. Lovely. Okay, we're going to be going on to those mini slides now. So remember, we could be with the plastic bag underneath your unaffected leg, sorry. So it could be plastic bag under your unaffected leg, a little slide forwards and backs. Or you could just be doing a little tap forward and back. Or we could be here with the front foot, so your unaffected leg forward, but most of your weight is in your back leg and you're working on your little bends here. Okay, so if you need a bit more rest, then please press pause. Okay, we're going to go in 3, 2, 1, little bends. Okay, so most of my weight is in the back leg, your affected leg, And I could be there, or I could be tapping. So this is a lot more challenging. Or I could be sliding with a bag underneath. Again, they're different levels of challenge. Remember, again, you can have a little pause between if you need to. It does get quite a lot. Good, or we could be here. Or if that's really just too much for you at the moment, just try doing some little knee bends with your weight equal in the middle, like little knee squats. Okay, so again, it's picking something that you can do that's challenging, but you're maintaining good technique. Good. Do one more. Good. Okay, have a rest again. So remember, you can have a sit down if you need to. We're going to have about 30 seconds here. Then we're going to work on that weight transfer forward. So again, we're going to work now on bringing our weight onto, so you want your unaffected leg backwards, sorry, affected leg forward, pushing off your affected toe. Oh my gosh, getting a bit confused. Pushing off your back toes, so your unaffected leg, bring your weight forward onto your affected leg. So you're shifting weight forward and back. So really here, the second round, working on that stability on your affected side. So if we think about putting this into walking, you've got you'll be pushing off your toes to bring your weight forward to then swing and step your legs through. So we're really working on the ability of your affected leg to stabilize and hold your weight while you're moving your unaffected leg. Okay, so get yourselves ready. Unaffected leg backwards, affected leg forward. That's it, off we go. We're pushing off the back toes, bringing your weight forward, leg, body's in line, chest is upright. Really controlling that movement forward and back. Good. Lovely. Keep it going. That's it, really nice, guys. Keep it going. Awesome. Nearly there. Got 10 seconds left. Really controlled. Feel that weight coming forward and backward. Sit, last one. And relax. Fantastic. Okay, because we've done a lot of standing, let's come into sitting for our cool down. Oh, well done. I hope you've enjoyed those exercises. They're challenging, but they're really, really good ones for working on control and stability in your legs. So let's have bring one ankle back underneath you. So I'll go to the side to show these ones. Okay, so you're going to bring ankle back underneath you. So you can start with either one, weight down through that ankle. So you're pushing down through that leg until you feel a stretch down the back of that calf and ankle muscle here. Okay, just a gentle seated stretch. Hold that there. Good. Just try and breathe nice and easy. And then we're going to swap. So you're going to bring the other leg back underneath you. Heel can be a bit off the floor. You're pushing down through that thigh until you feel a stretch at the back of that ankle. Hold that there. Nice breaths. Good. And then now let's bring the other leg. So I'm going to do my left one straight out in front. Right leg is bent. Sit nice and tall. Hands on your bent knee. Let's hinge forward at your hips, keeping your chest up, your back straight until you feel a stretch down the back of that straight leg. Hold that there. Nice slow breaths. Good. Okay, come back up. We're going to swap over. Right leg out straight, hands on the bent left knee. Sit tall, bend forward from your hips, keeping your chest up, your back straight. Hold that there. Lovely. Good. And relax. One last one. So if you've had a hip replacement on a side, please don't do this one on that side. Okay, we're going to try and bring your knee up towards your tummy, and we're going to hold that there for a bit of a glute and hip stretch. Okay, you can hold with your other side. You can hold behind your knee if that's easier. Okay, and try and hold that there if you can. You can lean back in your chair for this one if you would like to as well. Give your back a bit of support, otherwise it's a lot on your tummy. Good. And then other leg up, knee to tummy, holding with your one arm if you can, or two, or you can have your assistant help you a little bit. Just to feel a stretch down the back of that thigh and your bottom, might be in your hip. And relax there. Well done. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed this class and this lower limb series. So as always, if you have completed the class and you've enjoyed it, please give us a thumbs up below. Also, if you have any feedback or comments, please leave them, including any suggestions for anything you'd like to see included in these classes. I always do try and get them in there. You can also send a message to the Different Strokes Facebook group. They usually send it on to me. Well, they do send it on to me, so we'll get them if you have anything that you would like to see. So as always, we recommend that you do at least another 2 to 4 classes in the week to really get the most out of these exercise sessions. So have a look. There's loads of videos on the Facebook page and the Different Strokes UK YouTube page. So have a little look. There's, like I said, there's a massive backlog of them from this last year. So lots of variety for you to get a really nice varied exercise routine. But thank you very much for joining me. I hope you all have a lovely week, and I look forward to seeing you all next week again. Thank you. Bye.